Hello, this is one of my carboot finds. Carboot, flea market, garage sale type of thing where you buy second-hand goods. And I bought this on Sunday and it's a reel-to-reel recorder. Now, I had one of these many years ago, must be 30 years ago, and I loved it. We used to use it in a music studio and we used to make a single loop of tape and have that just going round and round, and we used to kind of use it like a copycat in a kind of a way. And I remember we had all these different lengths of looped tape all hanging up, and we would put that on there, you would record something onto it, and then it would be just playing back continuously a rhythm or whatever, and you'd use the volume controls to bring it in and out, and you would touch the tape slightly to kind of nudge the timing a little bit. But anyhow, the thing is with this, it's the great little machines. This is the 1720L. Now then, I've been sitting for a while trying to figure out what was the W and what was the L, because you kind of think it was two different models. Now the W was the wooden side. It looked like cheap wood. And the L is leather. Now, it's not really leather. It's this kind of Tolex type of thing, which, yeah, it isn't leather, unless it came from a PVC cow. So this has got a few little issues with it. Number one, I can't stand it up. When I stand it up, this reel falls off because these little bits here, they grip the actual tape. If it's lying down, it's no problem, but if it's standing up, you have to lift this and turn it, and that grips the reel and stops it falling off. This side, however, looks like it's been dinted or dropped because it's kind of angled. So the whole reel kind of does this as it goes around. And this will not lift up until I straighten that. So I'm not sure how I'm going to actually straighten that yet. I'll figure it out as I go along. Another problem is it's not playing out of the right channel. It is if I come out of this into a separate mixer, it's playing absolutely fine. And also if I plug in headphones, it sounds fine on the right channel. Another thing is it will not fast forward. This sort of gets that far, and it's almost like if I put too much pressure on, I'm going to break something inside. Yeah, so I'm going to open this up and show you all the wonderful mechanics inside this beautiful old machine, which I think they originally, this model came out about 1974, but if I'm wrong on that, please do let me know in the comments below. So I'm going to unscrew and get inside this thing. I'll take this top off first, see what happens here. What we used to do in this little studio is sometimes we would record something, even though it was all done on digital desks and things, and we would record it onto an analog tape deck like this, and then play it back off that, and it kind of it didn't really make it analog, but it kind of smoothed things out ever so slightly. I mean, now you can get effects and everything to do that, but back in the day, yeah, we'd do all our hard work, record it onto a tape deck and play it back again and record what came back, and that would smooth things off, if that makes any sense. Anyhow, let's have a look under here. Oh, beautiful. I find that beautiful. This is all mechanical. There's only one motor which comes through here, and depending on what you have selected, if I just put these little switches back on again, like so. Okay, I haven't got it plugged in, but depending on what you do, if you press play, all it did is move these to connect that to that. So that motor now would transfer through here to turn this. Even though it doesn't seem... You see how slowly that is moving? I mean, that should just slam into place. Just down here, there's sort of wax and grease and things, and it's almost like the consistency of Grandad's ear wax. It's horrible stuff. If I go into rewind now, then it should activate this and somehow make the connection that way. There you go. That's nice and quick. See what's happening there? That drops into place, transfers the energy from the motor to this wheel, to that wheel, and to that wheel for rewinding. So if I turn that now, you see, it works that one, but not this one. Now, the fast forward, like I say, is something, there's something jammed somewhere, and it's not allowing me to get it into the fast forward, but the play drops into place, so it is making that connection. So there you go. All you have is one motor. It's a 2-speed induction motor. Well, it says it on the top there. Sorry about that. 2-speed induction motor, and the speed of it is changed by this button on the top. And then the next speed change, like I say, is this sort of capstan here. You pull this off, and that changes the diameter of this piece and makes the tape go faster or slower. Oh yes, look at that. Vintage. Very nice. Vintage electronics. There's lots of sort of foam dust everywhere. The foam used in a lot of these, they just fall to pieces. It just becomes a powder. If you have a look at this, look, it just flakes apart like dry sand almost. But the first job is to mend this, which is really sort of bent. It may have been dropped. Spin this around. Yeah, you can see how badly twisted that thing is. This is going to be a nightmare to try and straighten up, because you can break them, and if I break that off, the job's over. I can't use it anymore, so I've got to do that as gently as possible. Right, I'll try and figure out a way of getting this off. There you go. Little tiny clip there. So remove that, place it there where I'm not going to lose it, and then all this should lift up. There's a tiny spring and all sorts of pieces inside there, so if I keep it all together as one, there you go. Now this is a tool that you get rid of burrs with. That is perfect. Look at that. You'd have thought I'd have made this up, but I've done something like this before in the past. So let's see. I get it there, give it a little twist. Just a little bit more. I think that's a good one. Put that back together. Right, don't you dare spring off. That's fine if you're going to have the unit flat, but if you want to stand it up, now you can lift this and actually turn it, and that grips the reel so it can't fall off. So let's just see how close this is to being level. If I put this into rewind, that's not too bad. There's a little bit of wobble on it, but hardly anything. I think I've got that about right, so that's it. Job done for that. So I've checked all the sort of mechanics going off here, and there's no way it'll go into fast forward. Something's jamming it. So I can only guess there's a little sort of unit down here. Let's maybe see it better on that camera. And that seems to be, maybe the jam is in there, because the rewind is fine, and it's connected through to things. That's a technical term. So I've got to take this piece off. These connectors here, it's only 2 connectors really. That one's almost like a valve. Sort of, it's got a kind of a valve holder on there. That goes to all the heads and things. And then this piece here is for the motors and switching. So I'll just take that piece out as well. Hopefully there's just 4 screws and this top panel should come off. Yes, brilliant. The belts look okay in this. So that's a plus side, because sometimes the belts turn into a sort of an oily solution. and they kind of degrade. When you put this into fast forward, there's a little lever here that pushes this, or supposed to push this piece upwards. Now when that pushes that piece upwards, this unit and this wheel here, try and get in the camera, moves up slightly. And when it moves up slightly, it moves into a larger diameter of the motor, therefore fast forwarding it much faster. And that's what's not happening. It's not lifting this. If I squirt some oil down there, because it's kind of like a shaft, it's a small bar within a shaft. So I've sprayed a bit of oil down that little shaft there. Now then, the thing is, turning the button, you can see it pushes it in now, which means it actually lifts this shaft up. See that? Right, play. Yes, drops in nice and quickly. Rewind. Yep. Fast forward. Yes, look at that. So yeah, that's working now. Brilliant. It was just this thing was manked up inside there. That's a technical word. Okay, I might as well clean the heads while I'm here, and then I shall partially... Oh, they sound a bit horrible. I think I might need to clean these as well. See, there's nothing coming out of the right channel at all. Only the left. Not bad. I've just given it a bit of the service sole switch cleaning lubricant in the potentiometers here. Yes, much more quieter. I'm going to clean the heads with isopropyl alcohol and a cotton bud, or Q-tip. There's quite a bit of rust down here, but it could actually be what's flaked off the actual tapes, because the tapes are ferrous after all. The tape all seems to work fine now, but there's still that issue of the sound not coming out on the right hand channel. Underneath here on the back there's a little button that says mute, and what that does is it mutes the speakers, obviously. And I'm just playing a little piece of music here, but just to clear myself of copyrights, I'm using my own music composed and played by myself. You might not like it, but at least it's mine. So here we go. If I play and I tap this actual mute button on the back, if I switch it on first, there you go, the right channel now has disappeared. But if I just wiggle the button slightly, it comes back. There you go, now it's gone again. And now it's back again. So that's good. That means there's nothing wrong with the amplifier in there. It's just simply that little button. So I'm going to take these off and just clean that button up and just check it's working all right. But yeah, I thought I was going to get into some electronics today, but not. It's all purely mechanical, and I think that button's just not making a good contact, so that's mechanical as well, not electronic. So I'll take these back off. Good job. Be a good thing if I actually rewind it first. So the cables look fine. This is the little button, normal or mute, and it just mutes off the actual switch, but just touching it kills the right channel. So it's just going to be a case of, hopefully, just giving it a little sort of a clean up in there. Like I say, this is from 1974, so it's doing pretty well. And I reckon that's about it. So there you go, everything's sorted out. Nothing too drastic with the electronics, just a dodgy switch, which just needed, the technical term is called a wiggle, and that sorted it out. A wiggle and a bit of cleaner, and that's fine. So yeah, fast forwards absolutely perfectly now, and rewinds, no problems at all. And plays out of both speakers, and everything seems to be okay on it now. So yeah, if you found that interesting, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you can, and tick that little bell because that helps. And well, thank you very much. Something more, I'll have a look around and try and find something for another video soon. All the best. Thank you very much. Bye bye.